stumped him! He stumped him! He stumped him! Nice block! Wow! Great penetration, surge through the middle of that. Michigan State first and goal. Yeah! Outstanding play.
Two words, okay? Two words. It's chop and it's relentless, okay? Everything we do is chop, everything we do is relentless, and we do it for each other. You do it for the guy next to you.
Hey, this is what we here for, man. This is why we play this game, man. This is why we came to Michigan State, bro, to play in big games like this, bro.
Remember, when the fourth quarter hits, it's here, okay? It's here. We're going to look each other in the eye. Everybody's going to look each other in the eye and say, I did everything that I could do to win this game for you. Is everybody good? Sure. Go green! Go white!
Thorne got one-on-one coverage, and it's caught. Touchdown, Reed. The receiver screen to the tight end, Carr running like a truck downfield. Going to take out his do-it-yourself kit and runs it all the way down to the 11-yard line. Coughlin shoots it right through on the blitz off the corner. They get to him back at the 30-yard line. Play fake, little pressure off the edge, downfield on the post. What a catch by Nailor! Connor Hayward on the fake, and he'll pick up the first down. He's going to be sacked back at the 20-yard line by Jacob Slade. Thorne down the middle. Caught! Touchdown! What a grab! Connor Hayward goes deep. The other side of the field. Caught! Touchdown! Reed! He rocked the baby to sleep and made the catch.
Let's go! Let's go!
Over the middle, caught, and they get it. Nailor. Over the middle, picked off into the arms of Halliday. And Halliday gonna have a New Year's holiday. Room service, ring it up, Sparty.
About to celebrate today. Let's get it, baby. Happy New Year.
That's how you do it, man. That's how you do it. Ice in the veins, man. Fight, victory for MSU.
That win right there was what we were all about. We've been about that the entire season. There's not enough words, man, to describe how I feel about you guys, and I know the coaches feel the same way. The best is ahead, okay? But even I'm gonna be celebrating tonight.
Good evening. How are you doing, everybody? It's Jason Strayhorn with my co-host, Brian Mosallam. Had a little technical difficulties. How you doing, Brian?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Great. Got Paul Bunyan in the middle, hanging out. How about that Peach Bowl win?
How'd you feel about that?
Great.
Yeah.
11 wins. You're talking about Michigan State having 11 wins when many prognosticators, people in Vegas and everyone else, I mean, the best numbers I heard, and even myself, like shame on me, I thought 6 wins based on the talent that was on the roster. Some people, I think the over-under was 4.5 wins, but 11-2 for Michigan State. Mel Tucker and his staff, what they've got going, the momentum is something special, Brian.
You know, you can't teach it. I mean, it's the energy, the momentum behind the program. Alex, do you have that video after the game? You have that for us at all? Because I'll tell you what, really when you look at what coach and the program has accomplished, it's absolutely something that, all of us should be proud of as Spartans, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you look at the injuries that we've had. You look at really when you talk about, from A to Z, right? Being 11-2. You talk about some of the injuries we had on the O-line. Talk about some of the injuries that we've seen throughout the year. Secondary. And you just cannot help but think, right, about the culture, the attitude, the way the program responds, and the belief they have in Mel Tucker, and the belief they have in the program and the way that we expect to win. And when you're talking about being down 21-10 heading into the fourth quarter in a New Year's Six Bowl, there's just really not much more to say because you can't teach that confidence and that swag.
No, I mean, you really can't teach it, but it's something that when you see a team taking on the identity of their leader, that is it. When you talk about swag and confidence, that's Mel Tucker. And by the way, happy birthday, Mel.
Coach.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, brother.
50th birthday for Mel Tucker.
Big 5-0.
Outstanding. We celebrated for you before the show. Brian lost the microphone in the process.
You look 35, Coach.
Not a day older.
You're going to look about 65 in about 2 years, but you look 35 right now.
Oh, no. He's going to keep it young, man. That's how the wins keep you young. I know that much, especially if you're good with how you get the wins. And I know he knows how to do that from his days at all the different stops he's had from the SEC, obviously starting off at Michigan State, coming full circle after getting 10 years in the NFL back to Michigan State. Mel Tucker knows how to win, and that's evident in the way that he carried about the business this year in the 2021 season by winning, as you said, 11 games, 2 losses, but the Peach Bowl, 21-10, down 21-10, and scoring 21 unanswered points. I mean, they even did it. They even scored that Halliday, not Galladay. Halliday. Come on, man. What you say? Halliday. Cal Halliday. Cal Halliday scored that pick 6 at the end, and it was really over. That was for everybody. I think they were up by 3 at that point. And those odds makers they talk about what else? I think it was a 3-point spread.
3.5.
There you go, 3.5.
But we don't care about points.
But
just
I'm
win
telling
the game.
No. Because I remember there was so many coaches, not coaches, everybody on the sideline was telling Halliday to get down. They wanted him to slide, but the kid said, I got to score. And he did. So it was an exciting win for Michigan State, exciting win for those alumni who partake a little bit too.
But Stray, talk about your experience over the years, right? This year, 11-2, and let's just be honest. I mean, we caught lightning in a bottle with K9, and we head into this game, a New Year's Six Bowl. We looked at, we've had a lot of injuries. Not to make excuses, all right, but just heading into a bowl game of this nature, and a lot of distractions, a lot of potential players heading pro. And, when you talk about the preparation of this game, you've been involved in a lot of bowl games. What do you think? Tell me what, when you looked at the preparation of this, we saw you very close with Coach, talking to him in the tunnel. Tell me the difference in preparation this week as opposed to prior years.
I think it was fun. I think that the players were in a very upbeat mindset, and they feed off of what the coaching staff gives them. They had time to get some recovery, some rest. They had some time to, get away from the game for a while and then come back and get back to basics. You saw guys that were able to walk past the camera. You saw guys that were able to get back to basics and fundamentals and learn and advance their skill set and learn their craft a little bit better so that they can play in a game of this caliber. You look at what reminds me of this is, you look at guys who didn't have a lot of playing time, going into the bowl game. But at the bowl game, you had guys having their first starts, man. You had some big fellas doing some big things out there. And because of the bowl preparation, it's like another spring, as we talked about before. Having another spring practice, more reps, understanding the game, getting away from the game and then coming back to the game advances the way that you look at things. Spencer Brown, big fella, had his first start at right tackle and absolutely dominated out there. I know that we lost Kevin Jarvis, who we're going to talk about here in a second, to the NFL draft. But when you look at what Spencer Brown was able to do on that right side of the offensive line, I mean, he took out one of their best players, playing him straight up, swiping the hands, getting them down, and getting them out of the ball game, man. I mean, that's real. That's tough stuff. And I've seen that young man work and seen the way he's advanced his craft and gotten better. That's a credit to what Coach Cap is doing on that offensive line. Coach Tucker is doing by motivating and pushing that young man. And these are guys that they didn't even recruit yet. So once they continue this and you get more of the players that the staff is targeting, which we are very excited about, once they arrive to campus, Ryan, the sky is the limit for what this team can do when they actually have the guys that they really want to go after and get.
When you think about this is the 6th time in school history that we have had 11 wins.
That's it. 6th time.
The 6th time in school history.
It's 125 years.
125 years. And we've been around this game a long time. We understand this game. We know how hard it is to win this game. And for them to be able to pull this off with, quite frankly, a roster that is, needs improvement, that is going to be improved, that is going to be one day one of the top recruiting classes, quote unquote. In our opinion, Jason and I, when we looked and dissected the classes and dissected the future, this is probably, I would say, the first time in our lifetime that we believe that we're going to hoist the natty. I mean, this is something that we honestly and truly believe that we are going to compete for a national championship one day. When we looked at the roster, we looked at the results a week in and week out, and we saw, because we watch matchups, we watch film, we've seen, the way our front seven has played, both on defense has played, our offensive line has played, and we've watched the way that we've handled pressure, the way we've handled stress, strain, deep water, whatever you want to call it. When we watched all of that, a lot of that we felt was belief in Coach Tucker, belief in the staff, belief in buying into the philosophy and to the culture. And the next phase now becomes bringing in, those 4- and 5-star young men that can take this program to the next level. And Jason, tell us how excited you are about that.
I'm extremely excited because you talk about bringing it sounds so cliche when you talk about bringing in more 4- and 5-star talent. But look at the college football playoff. Eliminate the one team, let's say, for instance, that lost in Cincinnati. Hell of a coaching job.
Where?
Ann Arbor, they lost.
Destroyed?
They lost. They got beat. But if you take those 3 of the 4 teams collectively that were in the college football playoffs, and obviously the teams that are going to be playing for the national title next week, look at their recruiting status. Look at their recruiting rankings. Look at the roster. You can't deny this stuff, guys. This is real. I know that we had gotten to a certain point at Michigan State by recruiting, 2- and 3-star guys, unknown guys. But those same things, like, Le'Veon Bell being a 2-star.
Those days are over.
Darquez Denard being a 2-star. They wouldn't be a 2-star in 2021, 2022. They wouldn't be, because the way that the sophistication, the evolution of the evaluation of high school talent has gotten bigger. It's gotten better. It absolutely has. So those guys they're not missing on those guys anymore. So it's a true testament to talent on talent when you look at how they measure up team by team, roster to roster. And Alabama and Georgia have the best recruiting classes year over year than anyone else. That is why they are in the national championship game. So what is happening here, you see a coach who didn't have top 5, top 10, top 15, top 20, top 25 talent on the roster, but was able to still finish in the top 10. I mean, let's do the math here. Let's do the math. Michigan State is definitely on the upswing. Definitely. When you talk about the ability, the coaching ability from Michigan State, Mel Tucker and his staff, to motivate players, to motivate guys to not only want to play for him, but also the newer guys that are going to be coming in with the transfer portal, NIL, and all those things. He understands how to get it done, and that is precisely why Michigan State is going to win a national championship inside of 5 years, if not sooner. Very, very soon, Brian.
Jason, when I look at the NIL, I look at the portal, I look at social media, I look at the way recruiting is done nowadays. Name me 3 coaches that are better positioned to do that than Mel Tucker.
Come on.
No, I'm being honest. Name me when you talk all those things that I mentioned, right? Because this has now become, college football has changed dramatically, and I don't want to call it the NFL, but when you have free agency wire, you have the NIL, you have the portal, and you have social media. Name me who you think is positioned better for this new era of college football than Mel Tucker.
I mean, I can't. I honestly can't. I'm looking for that. I am looking for that.
I'm being honest. Name them.
I know that the SEC is dominant in how they carry about their business, but I mean, you can't. Let's start with the Big Ten. Like, the kings of the Big Ten, you're talking about Michigan and Ohio State, right? Those are the top tier programs. Wisconsin, how can you tell me that the head coaches and those staffs at those schools are better suited than what Michigan State has with Mel Tucker and his staff? I can't see that. Go down to the SEC. Obviously you have the dominant kings of the college football landscape, and Nick Saban and Kirby Smart, and obviously Jimbo Fisher. Jimbo's got something going on down there. I'll tell you what. Texas A&M.
It's called bags of cash.
I mean, but wait, NIL is it's legal.
Pre-NIL, it's called bags of cash. But go ahead. Finish.
Right now, it's the NIL, and what they're doing at College Station. My goodness, I think they had about 7, 8, 5 stars.
If you don't have
24
if
stars.
you don't have a bag of cash, would you go to A&M College Station?
No way. No. Yeah,
I'm just being honest with you. I mean, let's just be honest.
That's no.
Let's be real here. Let's talk real. If you don't have a bag of cash,
but the bag of cash is real. Like, if they want it,
would you go to College Station?
Are we going to say it's not okay to have a bag of cash, take care of mom and daddy, keep the lights on, pay the heat, pay the car note? Be able to get the. Hey, come on, man, pay my rent. You telling me I can't pay my mama's rent, so I can't go to College Station? Of course you're gonna do that, man.
Are we following the rules or not?
We follow. NIL's legal. What do you mean?
NIL is legal. I'm talking before NIL. If I hand you a bag of cash,
whatever
can you
come
come
here?
here?
Man, I don't know what they doing
Jason,
down there.
Jason,
I don't know what they doing, man.
I'm asking you, if I hand you a bag of cash, can you come here before NIL?
If they doing that, man, hey, like, listen, There is no evidence that any of that is being done.
That's not my question.
That is
my question.
That's
is,
my answer. What is your question?
I don't need your evidence. I'm asking you.
You got this is America, bro. You got to have evidence in America. Listen. This is college football. We're talking about.
Listen. I'm all about evidence in America. I'm all about the presumption of innocence. Totally agree with you, 100%. But can you go to Texas A&M with a bag of cash and be recruited there before NIL's intact?
That is illegal, Brian.
Okay, that got my answer. Thank you. That's all I wanted.
So what's your point?
Hypotheticals. These are all hypotheticals.
So you tell okay, all right. So they got all right.
These are all hypotheticals. I don't know why you're taking it so personal.
We don't need all that. We just want to beat them. Like I'm saying,
we're not worried about beating Texas A&M. We're going to beat Ohio State. We're going to beat Michigan.
Talking about Jimbo. Well, if I'm 15, 16, 17, 18, whatever it is, some of them kids 25 years old coming out of high school. Apparently, that's how it is in Georgia. Big fella, number 99, 26 years old. University winner. 26 now.
28.
Look it up.
My son.
Look it up. 26 years old.
My son Nick said,
right
I
now.
want to look like number 99.
I mean, everybody want to look like number 99.
He's
6 foot, 100, 5,000 pounds run. Pretty decent. Pretty
Good
decent
for him. What a great athlete.
Man, what a monster in the middle,
Good
man.
for
But
him.
he's 26 years old, bro. 26. So you have guys like that, but then you also have Jimbo Fisher. Who do you want to play for coming out of wherever, Detroit, Michigan, Chicago, South Florida, state of Georgia, all over the United States? Who you want to play for, man? That's what this comes to. When we were getting recruited, we vibed, if you will, that's the term of today, with George. GP was a player's coach. He came into your house with the rings, the Super Bowl rings from the Steelers, the steel curtain, and he said, guys, I like your coach because he likes that red label. And for those of you that don't know what that is, you don't need to know what that is. For those that do know what it is, we're going to leave it right there. So.
You're right. I mean, listen, you're absolutely right.
He was cool, man. And that's what players want to play with. That's who they want to play for. Cool guys. Mel Tucker is cool, man. Happy birthday again, Mel. I mean,
Coach,
I can't believe you're 50, man.
Happy birthday.
Hey, for real.
5-0.
Happy birthday. January 4th, Capricorn.
That North Face boots on. You got
man,
glasses on. You got that swag going. You got that Twitter handle called Mel Fitz going. Coach, you got that shit going on. You got it going on.
He got it going on, baby.
You get it. Totally.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You get the whole deal.
Oh, yeah.
That's the way this whole deal goes. And
you know what? I'm excited about what the future's going to hold with him.
You got North Face boots. You got
North Face Gucci's.
You got Gucci's on. You got Jim Harbaugh walking in your house wearing cleats.
Tell me what Jim Harbaugh was doing. Listen, God
who are you playing for?
God love Jim. Who
are you playing for?
What was he doing with them gloves in the pregame? Down there at the Orange Bowl, doing the warm-ups and catching.
Who are you playing for? A guy that walks in your house with cleats?
We don't.
Or somebody wearing Gucci's? I mean, it's a very simple question.
I've seen some of these recruits' moms. They ain't happy about the coaches showing up with Jordans, man. They don't want them to take them shoes off, man, before you enter my house. And you coming in with cleats and receiver gloves? Man, get out of here with that, man.
So Michigan plays Georgia in the college football playoffs, and
there it is,
right there. Coach got some gloves
See that,
on.
Coach? That's the AP Coach of the Year.
Appreciate that.
Look
Coach,
at that. I mean, Coach,
great hands, Coach.
Great hands. That hat, them glasses and the gloves. You can't do
glasses,
that,
hands, great hands.
You shouldn't wear a white shirt in this. You should not wear the white shirt. This is not a good look.
He
took that off before the kickoff.
You know what?
He took it off. He knew. He looked at the video.
I'm going to tell you right now.
He said, no, I can't do this.
If he comes knocking on my door, he's got cleats on.
Wifey texted him and said, change that shirt.
If he's got black gloves on, a white shirt, and a hat like that, and he's catching balls in warm-up, I'm going to play for him.
You are?
Look at that.
That's crazy. No way. No, I'd rather play for Jimbo, Nick.
I mean, Nick's a legend. Nick's different. Nick's
for doggone show Mel Tucker over that. So you can't do that. Hey, just be the coach. So walk around, motivate your team up, man. You ain't about to catch no balls.
So coach is playing Georgia, and Michigan had a little rough go against Georgia.
Yeah,
playing in the college football playoffs, and when you watch the highlights and you watch the tape. There is a clear disparity in physicalness.
Man, you like the way they use the tight ends,
physicality and speed, and the way that this game was played. And I honestly expected Michigan to keep that game a little closer. What did you think?
No, I expected. I saw that it was a matchup nightmare for Michigan. Michigan, the reason that Alabama was able to exploit
O-line in the country. Hold on,
Georgia.
Wait.
The reason that Alabama was able to exploit Georgia was because Alabama could throw the ball down the field. Michigan cannot do that. So Bama, what I'm saying is Ohio State is a better matchup against Georgia than Michigan. Michigan has a good offensive line, yes. They did win with the Davia Bryan Award, whatever that award is for offensive line.
They were supposed to dominate that game.
They dominate man, you see that defensive line from Georgia?
They had the top O-line in the country.
No. That's the top defensive line. It's not even close. Look at the pocket kept collapsing on them, man.
So here's my question to you. Was that an indictment on the Big Ten? Or was that an indictment on Michigan playing against Georgia?
That was just Michigan playing Georgia. That's not the Big Ten, because you look at the records of the bowl records between the Big Ten and SEC and Big Ten. They came out on top. This is a Michigan issue.
Celebrating. So I actually thought Michigan was going to keep this game closer. I thought they were going to be more physical than they were.
How do you think that?
I just did.
Why?
Why? Because I watched Michigan's offensive line all year.
You bought into that Ohio State hype. Ohio State lost because of what they did to Michigan State.
There was a wise man, who I will not name, that told me that this Ohio State team was one of the softest teams he has ever seen.
Yeah.
And so when Michigan played them, I had no doubt in my mind they were going to run down their throat. No doubt in my mind.
Yeah, Michigan was sitting back with the baseball bat.
Did I expect Georgia to come out and absolutely drub them, dominate them, run them into the ground, and destroy them? No. I did not. I thought it would be a little bit closer. I thought the top offensive line in the country would hold on a little stronger. And I didn't realize what a disparity there was between Georgia and Michigan. Now, what I did realize is that the only team in the Big Ten that can probably hang every other year with the SEC, 1 to 100 is Ohio State. That's what I realized. Because of their ability to recruit and professionalize the sport the way they've done. But this Michigan game.
What you mean by that, professionalize the sport?
Well, I think because they've focused their kids on, their young men on playing true freshmen, getting them out of there in 3 years, using it as a facility to get their kids to the NFL.
We ain't come here to play no school? Is that what you're saying?
They're not there to play in the school. I mean, Cardell Jones tweeted that this weekend. They're not there to play in the school. So I feel like Ohio State has professionalized the sport, and a lot different than the University of Michigan has. And so I think that's when you look at the totality of that, besides using that term, when you talk about facilities, when you talk about nutrition programs, sports science, talk about budgeting, all these things come into play when you're getting young men ready to go to the next league. next level. And when you talk about Ohio State, you look at how many young men they've had get drafted in the first, second round, as opposed to Michigan. You know, I mean, the proof's in the pudding, right? I mean, the proof's in the pudding. Now, when Michigan played Ohio State, did I think that they could hang in there and win? I did. I really did. I thought they were more physical than Ohio State, but I didn't realize the disparity between Georgia and Michigan. I thought it'd be a little bit closer, and for that, I will apologize. I will apologize for that.
Apologize, Brian, because that was wrong to think that Georgia was anywhere near Michigan at all.
No, hold on. Georgia now is a 3-point favorite over Alabama. Heading into the national championship after losing by 17. Why? Tell me why.
All I know is
why does Vegas have this one right, Jason?
Well, we don't talk about Vegas according to you, but right now we're going to talk about Vegas. Why can't we? But so listen, it's very difficult to beat the team twice inside of 6 weeks. In college football, any game, but for sure college football, it's very impossible. Is that a term? It's very impossible.
It's very impossible. That's proper English.
That's
proper grammar.
Nino Brown. Look it up. YouTube. Very impossible to have both.
Dougie Fresh, where were you tonight? We were looking for you. Go ahead.
Pops. Big Pops in the house.
Tony, what's your son? Tommy
Pops.
Popovsky. Tommy, we hope you're watching.
Let me tell you what, Tommy Pops this is somebody that's got to be on the radar. I'm going to talk to Justin Thind and Corey Robinson, the 24/7 the Rivals, the guys over there. We're going to make sure that he is on the radar, because that right there, he's probably the class of 2032, but he's something special.
Justin and Corey, get ready.
He's special. He's going to be special.
Get ready. We're going to give you a breaking story.
Much better than his old man, right?
10 years ahead. Get ready.
Wallah, he's going to be better than his old man. Guess him. I love it. But so, man, let's talk a little bit about the guys trying to go to the league, man.
Good for them.
You know, yeah. Kevin Jarvis.
So we got Kevin Jarvis.
Makes a jump. You know, told everybody this week that this is it. Hats off. But he's going to make that leap to the NFL. Hats off to him. You know, he put in a lot of work. I think he's a great guard prospect in the NFL. I don't know what his draft grade is. I would imagine he's going to be a.
I thought you talked to Mel this weekend, Mel Kiper. No?
Mel Kiper?
No? You're not sure?
Yeah, no, Mel was busy doing bowl game stuff. He was down there and doing his computer-like things. But I'm talking to him tomorrow. We got a Zoom scheduled. We're going to talk about Kevin Jarvis, and we'll find out exactly what his draft grade is. But that's a road grader now. He's a tough guy. Been through a lot, battle tested in the Big Ten. You know, those guys like him, 6'5", 6'6", 315 pounds, they don't grow on trees now. And so, this is a guy that was tough. I think he was a day one starter as a freshman. Has a lot of experience under his belt, and we look forward to seeing that Spartan dog carrying it on to the next level.
So I got, we have Kevin Jarvis has declared. You have Jalen, Speedy Nailor.
Speedy Nailor
has declared as well.
This is a heartbreaker, man.
Yeah, this is a heartbreaker.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough because, he's such an explosive player, a fan favorite, a guy that just made explosive play after explosive play. He was injured a lot, but made explosive play after explosive play. And, you really want a guy like that to come back, especially with Jayden Reed, because, you're looking at what happens there. Jayden Reed stays, Nailor goes, and want us left to think that what if they just did it one more time?
You know what, though? You got to respect their decisions, right?
You have to.
So you have Jarvis, you have Nailor, you have Hayward going to the league. And then today.
Oh, well, he didn't leave early. Connor Hayward. He left on time and had a hell of a bowl game.
Okay,
oh yeah.
So he's gone, and then you have Jayden Reed announced that he's staying. So we got some good news, bad news, and we're extremely excited that Reed's staying. But again, that points to the portal and how important that the portal is, right? I mean, we have Brule coming, Winman coming, Berger coming, Bogle coming, especially Bogle. Bogle, somebody that we really, really need to depend on. Really, all four of them. And we're not done yet. We're not done with the portal as well. But having Bogle coming is going to be something that is sorely needed, sorely missed, helping us fill a void. Berger is somebody that's really going to help us at the tailback position that I think is extremely important. Jacoby Winman is somebody who I think who can run sideline to sideline, is somebody that can
cover.
Yeah, cover. That can really help us, because if you got edge rushers that can set the edge, and you got linebackers that can run, you can make up for a lot of deficiencies on defense. And then obviously Aaron Brule. So we're not done yet. We ain't done yet, as Coach Tuck said. So we have 4 commits from the portal, and we're hoping to add a few more, and we're excited about it. Any input in there, Jason? Anybody?
All I know is we got breaking news, Brian. Breaking.
Break it for us.
Breaking news.
Make it official for us right now.
It's official. Michigan State has named Mel Tucker, Ephraim Reed is the new running back coach for Michigan State University football.
So we want to give credit out to the 247 guys. Justin Thin and Corey Robinson were the first to break this, but we are making this official today. Mel Tucker, Ephraim Reed will become, or has already become, the new running backs coach for Michigan State University, which bodes well for a lot of things on many fronts. One in particular is his contacts within the state of Georgia. Tell us a little bit about Ephraim, Jason.
I mean, just a guy that players gravitate towards. They love him. He's a guy that has high energy. He's a young guy, and you credit a lot, and it's not been talked about, but when you look at what Kenneth Walker was able to do, he had a real steady hand on his improvement, the way that he was able to carry about his business and prepare for the game and prepare for the Big Ten. Ephraim, he's a guy that it was sad when he was signed to go to Georgia Southern, and Piegler was still the running backs coach. It was hard for a lot of people on the staff to let him go because there just wasn't room, and they wanted to see the best for him and have that opportunity to go create his own path. But once Piegler went on to Florida to be joined back with his old buddy down in Florida as the tight ends coach for the Gators, a spot became open, and they really shut down all interviews. This was going to be an inside hire, promotion from within, and this is somebody that everybody wanted to keep in East Lansing. There's a lot of talk, a lot of buzz around other coaches trying to get interviews and wanting to come into town, and former players like Cedric Irvin, God bless him, wanting to throw his hat in the ring. But from all accounts, everything that we've heard and everything that we are told by the staff and players on that team, Ephraim's the guy.
So just to be clear, this has been rumored about for many weeks. Justin Thind and Corey Robinson were the first to mention this and break this. We're here just to confirm this. This is right out of Coach Tucker's mouth, that Jayden Reed will become the next running backs coach at Michigan State University. And, we're excited to have him. We thought we lost him to Georgia Southern. He has deep ties in the state of Georgia. He is highly respected and highly regarded. And, we're excited to have him, aren't we, Jason?
We are so excited to have him. The coaches are happy. The players are happy. That makes us happy. So congratulations, Ephraim, on your new position as the running backs coach for Michigan State football. Happy to have you here. Look forward to a fantastic career. And we talk about coaches. I'd be remiss if we forgot to talk about Coach Cap and the fact that he is staying in East Lansing.
That's my guy right there. Cap. Coach Cap, where are you, babe?
Loyal. That's where he is.
Ride or die.
That's
right
my
there.
man.
Coach Cap, who was highly pursued and highly sought after,
Lincoln Riley
chose a very rare quality nowadays. Loyalty. Chose loyalty to Mel Tucker. Decided to stay in East Lansing and help build that juice squad. Where, 3rd and 2. You want to win a Big Ten championship? 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. Closed into the horseshoe, minus 18-yard line, coming out, needing a first down. You got an offensive line that can get that first down for you. That's how you win Big Ten championships. You go on the road, get that first down when you need it, and you show that physicality. And Coach Cap is highly regarded within the staff, and somebody that many folks consider a ride or die candidate. So, Coach Cap, we're happy to have you and keep you, and you're part of the family, and we're excited for you. So, thank you for sticking by, and Coach thinks the world of you, and congrats.
Juice Squad.
Juice. We're going to call you the Juicer from now on. That's what you are. Cap.
Love that Juice Squad.
The Juicer. That's what you are. So, listen, a lot of great things heading for Michigan State football. Can't wait to see what 2022 holds, and we're really, really, really excited. But Chef now begins to head towards basketball, right?
Put the bowl game behind
us. Many of you watching the show think we don't know much about basketball. You're only watching us for football, and you're absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong, because Coach Izzo calls me to diagram plays for
there
timeout.
It is.
Right there.
There it is.
He calls me to diagram
Coach
plays.
Izzo calls you.
Yep. And
you think they believe that?
It doesn't matter. It's our show. It's our show. It doesn't matter. Who cares?
Just go ahead and
Coach,
write that narrative.
Get on Twitter so I could tag you and act like you're looking. But 12-2, 3-0 in the Big Ten, ranked number 10 in America, and you got a better.
That's
squad.
2 top 10 teams, by the way.
It is, and you got a better squad than maybe not that you thought, but most people think. And when we looked at that roster from A to Z, and we saw the potential of that roster, we're pretty excited about that basketball team. You walked in. Listen, there's no greater advantage, home court advantage, than college basketball, and going on the road in a hostile environment with them sitting atop of you, and to start 3-0 in the Big Ten and to win 2 of those, I believe, on the road, speaks volumes to your program, especially such a young team. And I guess college basketball has become that. It's become a bunch of programs with young teams. So you've done great things, right? Being ranked top 10, 3-0 in Big Ten play, and coming home here tomorrow versus Nebraska, and then going to enemy territory at school down south. What do we call them?
Down the road?
Down the road, yeah. Down the road.
School
here.
down the road, man.
January 8th, going down the road. And, it's funny because every program yo-yos up and down, up and down, up and down. Yeah, for, some reason, January 4th. Tom Izzo has them 12-2, 3-0 in the Big Ten. Everybody, ripping Joey Hauser and ripping some of the young men the way they're playing. Joey Hauser has been the best player the last 3 games, picking up his confidence. Tyson Walker learning the offense. A.J. Holgart better than we thought. Marcus Bingham taking over. Bingham taking over the becoming the alpha dog of the program. Gabe Watson on the wing, hitting shots that he's supposed to hit, that we expect him to hit. And all of a sudden, you have this top 10 team, and it's early, right? It's early for basketball. We're not used to this. We're used to this mid-January, early February lull where we lose, 4 of 8, and everybody starts to wonder what's going on. And then when March rolls around, all of a sudden things start to come together. But you're seeing this team come together and play solid basketball. And I guess when you got 8 banners, giving the guy credit doesn't mean much. But what does Tom Izzo mean? Not only to the university, to the program, but to the university.
Bubble cuss. What he means is everything. Tom Izzo feels like, this team right here can do something special. They can make a deep run.
No question, Bubble cuss.
Well, no question, Bubble. So when we look at, like you just listed all those great starters, and players and contributors, how they're gelling is what's most impressive to me right now. You know what I'm saying, Pops? It's crazy how they're able to cross over all adversity and still stand in the face of adversity, and overcome. It's the way that they're interacting with Coach. You look at how, everybody knows Coach Izzo is a grinder. He's tough. He wants the best. He demands the best out of his players. But the way, I'm seeing Walker, he's on the sideline going over there after he fouled out against Northwestern, and he's beating himself up with his arm around Coach, like, Coach is whispering in his ear, like, you screwed up here, you screwed up there, and that's why you got to go sit your butt on the bench. And he sits on the bench, and he's like, it's one of those things where, as a former athlete, you can look in the eyes of that kid on the TV and you say, you know what, he's going to get better because of this. It hurts now, but it's going to be better later, Bubble Cuss. So this is where we are. This is exactly where we are.
I'm telling you, it's so funny because every year, this time of the year, everybody questions Tom Izzo. And how many more times do we have to hear about what is Izzo doing in January? What is he doing in February? And all of a sudden, come March, you match, mold, mix, like a piece of clay.
Yeah, the Potter's house, baby. That's what it is.
And come
you ever
March,
heard of the Potter's house?
Come March.
Like TDJ.
Like come March, it's all of a sudden. Do we have that box score for Northwestern?
Izzo TD.
I think Jason, what surprises you the most so far this year, the basketball program?
What surprised me?
Besides Eidefik, what surprises you the most?
Man, I would say Bingham Jr., man, the way he's playing now. He's got range. He can shoot it. Izzo don't want him to shoot it, but he can still shoot it. He still took that 3. If you look at 0 for 1 on the 3-point. But he's getting down and he's banging 9 rebounds, 4 for 8 field goal percent, 50%. You've got to raise that a little bit. But, he's able to go 24 minutes, a guy who is able to get to the rim. He's the modern-day big man. That's exactly what they're looking for at the next level, where he has range. He can shoot it. He can get down low. He's both. Gabe Brown is just a leader all the way around. He can shoot that ball. And to me, I just like the Walker, the transfer, man. He's doing his thing. Christie is a baller.
Oh, he's gonna be good.
He's a baller.
He is gonna. He had a hometown. He had a homecoming.
Yeah.
He had a homecoming there in Chicago.
Yeah.
You have
Mama was an old Northwestern player.
absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean,
you see, she was a great old Northwestern player, by the way, I might add. And great athletes have great athletes. Go figure. That's why
how does that happen?
I don't know.
Is that genes?
It's
Is that maybe why that your son was offered by Alabama, Michigan State in 8th grade?
Ask
Because
Pops.
you're a great athlete.
That's just what it is. Subpar athletes can have great athletes. So maybe she's subpar. I don't know. I didn't see the tape. I need to see the film on Miss Christie. Pre-Christie, before she had Mr. Christie, I need to see, because usually when they're not, Hall of Famers don't have Hall of Famers. You know that's not true. It's those ones that are right on the fringe. That's a whole nother show. We can have a whole show on that alone. Like, what level are we all neaking? What level are we going to be in where we can see what's the max athlete you can be? What you laughing about, man? Where are we at?
You're talking Tyson Walker.
Everybody's sneaking.
You got Tyson Walker. Listen, winning on the road is hard. This guy, I tell you, there is nothing more enjoyable than doing a show with JC. Nothing more enjoyable than hanging out with this guy. I'm gonna tell you right now.
We have to go. We have to talk. Listen, we have to segue.
DK Wanderer, we need to get you on this show. MSU chief propaganda. We got to get you on this show.
We need to get. No, we had to segue to Herbie, man. Like
Peach James. Got to
We're
get you on the show. Darko State News.
Yeah, man, Shapiro. All of
Justin.
them.
It's
All
not
of them.
Shapiro. He's Greek, not Jewish. Spiro. We're going to get you on the show. We're going to get NIL podcast.
Happy
Matt
New
Sheehan.
Year.
We're
Happy
gonna get you
New
everybody
Year
on
to
the show.
everybody, by the way.
Happy New Year to everybody.
Except Kirk Herbstreit in
We're all, yeah, I mean.
in Howard.
Yeah. Kirk Herbstreit and what's his name?
Kirk Herbie and that what's Howard?
Al Haller?
I didn't know his
Is that
name.
what you said?
I don't know his name. What's his name?
The receiver from Ohio State.
What's the receiver? No, he was from Michigan.
No,
the other
no,
school.
No, it was Curb Herbstreit and God damn
Desmond.
Besides Desmond, it was the
It's
other,
Desmond Howard.
It was the other gentleman. It was the other Buckeye receiver that talked about this is a different era and players should play during bowl games and all that. And you look at Matt Corral from Ole Miss getting hurt, and these guys. This is a different era of college football, right?
It is. It is a
Joey.
different era.
There it is, right there. Desmond did say
you're bringing up some
I'm sorry,
Ohio
my
State
apologies.
guys.
Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes.
I think that this is just the era. This era of player just doesn't love football. Really, Herbie? Come on now,
Come
Herbie.
on, man. That's 30 years ago,
we just saw Herbie down in New York. You got to be better than that, Herbie. He tried to clarify it later on, but Desmond wants a cosign.
Sense of entitlement.
Here we go.
You have these young men now in the era of NIL, in the era of the portal, in the era of, bowl games that don't mean as much. I mean, with all due respect. I mean, we're Spartans. Nobody wanted Kenneth Walker to play more than Jason and I. Right. Nobody did. Absolutely, right? The Pitt fans. Yeah. Nobody wanted Kenny Pickett to play more than they did.
He was calling plays.
Yes. But when you're talking about their future, and you're talking about them and how just if we're really worried about them and want to recruit the best to come to our universities, this is not 1982.
No,
it's not.
No,
I mean let's just face it.
This sure ain't 1982 money.
No, we have to protect. We have to protect our young men, and if they're not protected. make sure they're properly advised, make sure they have a Lloyd's of London policy, make sure they have a business insurance policy. If not, make sure the bowl buys them a policy. I mean, these are some of the things that we have to do to make sure that if you want to see more of these young men play in these games, these are the things that have to happen because, folks,
NIL is just a start.
Newsflash, folks.
Yeah.
It's a business now.
Oh, man.
It's a business.
Business decision.
It's a complete business decision. At the end of the day, you got to ask yourself one question: who's sneaking?
That's it. When you think about what Kenny Pickett and you lost Kenny Pickett from Pitt. How did those guys perform without him? They did a phenomenal job. They were able to adapt. They were able to play their second, not only their second string guy who broke his collarbone, non-business decision, who's Neekins, and then you can look at the third guy comes in and plays lights out for a third string quarterback on that stage in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. That was incredible for a young man to be able to do that. So give those guys an opportunity. Yes, Kenny Pickett had to go on to greener pastures, up in the booth calling plays, and then he's still going to be a first-round draft pick, which everybody needs those. Kenneth Walker, God bless him, he's out there working out. He's doing all the cool that he wanted to do so that he could be able to provide for his family. Michigan State didn't run the ball very well. That's fine. They didn't run the ball very well, but Peyton Thorne was able to find his groove at the end of the day. He didn't have his best stuff early on, but was able to find the groove and at the end find Jayden Reed, his old little league teammate.
Who's coming back?
Who's coming back, baby?
Hey, and we will be back next week. Thank you so much for joining Inside the Locker Room. I am Brian Mosallam, along with my co-host Jason Strayhorn. You are watching Inside the Locker Room.
Good night, God bless. Go green.
Go white.
He stumped him. He stumped him. He stumped him. Nice block. Wow. Great penetration. Surge through the middle of that. Michigan State first and goal. Touchdown.